Hi, I'm Wilson Lima. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm Bree.
Bree. That's your for Brianna?
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, Bree.
You too.
So, Bree, have you been to counseling before?
I have.
Yeah?
Yep. It was good.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. I mean, there was like a few things I didn't like about it. I mean, she was a good counselor. It just wasn't the right counselor for me. So I only went to 2 sessions, and then.
How so, if you don't mind me asking?
She was just, I don't know, maybe like old-fashioned is the word. Like, she was a lot older than me, and I just didn't really like the way that I can't really say specifically. I think maybe it was just something about her. It just wasn't the right fit.
Doesn't always work like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. How did you deal with it, really, if you don't mind me asking that? How did you cope with it afterwards?
I just handled it. It was just like some high school drama, stupid stuff. And I eventually just like learned to deal with it on my own.
Yeah, you just kind of brushed that whole experience aside.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that with me. It's very important in our profession that we, we're open to criticism for sure, so that we can, so we don't get restricted in our progress, in your progress, and we're not limited, right? So it's important that I am open to criticism. So please, you're strongly encouraged to send them my way. I'm all ears, okay?
Yep.
Great. So with your previous counseling experience, would you say, or how familiar would you say you are then with terms like confidentiality and informed consent, which I know you signed some papers with that earlier, but I'd just like to talk about it here.
I mean, I just know, like, if you think, I don't know, something serious is going to happen to me, like I'm going to kill myself or something, then you would have to speak up.
Great, okay, yeah, so you do have some knowledge on it. Even if you did, though, Bree, even if you knew it very well, I always like to begin this first session by making sure that you fully comprehend my professional role and responsibilities, like my duty to warn and protect, and unfortunately break confidentiality at times. Please keep in mind, though, that this is a very safe place. You can talk to me about anything you'd like. I'm all ears. I'm only here to help you. However, there are some limitations to confidentiality. Everything that you tell me will be completely confidential, but some limitations. A few being if you were to mention perhaps anything to do with suicidal or homicidal ideation, if you were to mention anything regarding severe harm to a minor or a person with disability, as well as if I'm court ordered. I do have to. Yes, and also if you mention anything regarding severe harm to an elderly person as well. And then also if court ordered, I am obligated to provide the court's records from our sessions, unfortunately. However, keep in mind that I do tend to keep our records, majority of our sessions, I do keep them in right here, recorded with my notes. So I do tend to keep this very brief.
Okay.
And that's something I like to do to protect you. I don't put too much detail in there.
Okay.
So yeah, keep that in mind, and hopefully we can have a good few sessions. Yeah.
Okay.
So with all that said, what would you like to talk about?
So basically, like my mom, our relationship is just a mess. I think a reason why our relationship is just so bad is because, like, I'm at the age now, like being 24, living at home. It just caused a lot of, like, I don't want to say privacy, but yeah, privacy, like, problems. Even though I have my own room, it's just like I have a boyfriend, like my dad's there, like, I want my boyfriend to stay over, like I want him over all the time, and it's just like that, like, causes like a lot of, tension, tension with my mom, that it just makes things, like, everything difficult.
Now, are you the only one living at home?
Yeah, well, besides my dad, yeah. My brother and sister moved out already.
You have 2 siblings?
I do, yep.
Okay, well, older than you?
Older, yep. I'm the youngest.
Moved out a while ago.
Yes, they did.
Enjoying their life?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because, like, I tell them all the time that I vent to them about it. I'm like, oh, Mom's freaking crazy. And they're like, Brie, like, we get it. Like, that's why we got out when we did. And I'm like, but they also got to move out. Well, my sister moved out when she was 26. Yeah, my sister moved out when she was 26, but she was like, you know, with someone for a while, like they got married, and my brother was moved out when he was 19, so like, he was like, gone, like Rhode Island, gone, and me, I'm like, oh, like, I am still in grad school, like, I can't afford my own place, so
You
like,
wish you
I
did that?
have to deal, but I wish that I could.
19, just go.
No, because I liked my life at 19. Like the way my life was at 19, I liked it. Like I was happy, like I had a good job, and like my parents supported me. So yeah, like my mom, she does like support me. Like she helps me a lot with stuff. But at the same time, I just like I'm in that stage where like I'm just ready to be on my own.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, you're basically saying that you're really struggling with living with your parents, specifically your mother.
Yeah,
You feel like she's on top of you all the time. and
Yeah, it's not even, it's really like not my dad at all. Like we have
Not
like a
your
great
father at all.
relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean we have like normal like little bickers, but nothing like it's gotten to the point with my mom that like even just like being around her, I get annoyed because
Okay.
it's, I mean, and it's much more than just me being this age, like my boyfriend. Like there's a lot of other things that my mom does that pisses me off that play a role in it. But for the most part, I think a lot of it has to do with, or I'm just assuming has to do with, that I'm at that age where like I want my own space. And like being 24 and having a boyfriend, we're also like, and he's in school too. We're both like, oh, we want our own place, and we want to be able to do this, but we both can't afford it. So it's just like I'm at the age where I feel like I'm old enough, but I'm also still like, I still can't do it. Like I still can't afford it. So
how does that make you feel? Really, does it make you feel, I guess, more like you're restricted, like you're really limited?
yeah, I mean, more than anything, it's just like it's annoying. It's like aggravating. Just, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to like be able to go home and like have somewhere to live and like be taken care of, but still at the same time, like I just want to be able to be on my own. So it's more like annoying, frustrating.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I also like will look at, even though I love the what I'm going to school for, sometimes like I look at like my brother and my sister and I'm like, oh, like why didn't I go to school for that? Like they're already like on their own, like doing their own thing. Even though they're older than me. Like my brother didn't go to college, so he just like he went to a tech school and was able to just like get a job right off the bat and like start his life. Like he was getting paid well. Whereas me, like after high school, I like worked at like daycares, I was a nanny, so like I wasn't getting paid a lot. So it's like frustrating to look at like my sister and my brother and I'm like they like are doing like they just got their life started, and like what I'm choosing to do with my life, even though I enjoy it, it's still like it just takes much longer, and I'm like, oh,
It's just you're really sounds like you're really comparing yourself to them though.
Yeah, I mean I am comparing myself to them, but it's and I guess sometimes I actually do like the same thing with my mom too, because like on one end, I'm comparing, saying like, oh, like I wish I had this awesome career like already and like started my life. But on the other end, I look at my mom, who she did go to college, and she got stuck doing a job that she didn't want to do, and she still does it. And then I'm like, well, I don't want that. Like, I can tell that my mom, like, there's certain things about her life that she wishes she did differently. So I'm like, okay, like, I am happy that I'm going to school and not doing that, but at the same time, like, why couldn't I do something else? So I just want to like start my life.
Very conflicted within yourself. How is your relationship with your mother though?
I mean we're good.
Despite all of that.
Yeah, that's like all that stuff. No, me and my mom like we're good. Like we do have like I don't want to say we have like a bad relationship. I mean. She's just, I feel like my mom is just like a nagger. Like she's just like, oh, your boyfriend's coming over tonight. Brianna, like this is my house. Like, does he have to be here every night? And then I'm like, well, he isn't here every night. And say she's like, I only want him here staying on the weekends. Like, I feel like I'm 16 again, but okay, like I have to respect it. Like it's your house, you know. I'm like, okay. And then like he'll be staying over like one night a week, and she's like, Brianna, like what did I say? And I'm like, Mom, like he's only been here one night, like what, you know what I mean? Like she just always has something to say. And then even like with chores, like she's just like always bothering me about it. So it's like a lot of different things, and I feel like she just doesn't like get it. Like it's.
What is her relationship with your boyfriend like?
They're funny actually. So my mom likes him, but like, that's another thing. My mom is like very,
Yeah, it sounds like there's a whole nother.
she's like involved a little, well, I guess it's partially my fault. Like, I vent to my mom about everything, even though we like fight a lot, like I vent to her about everything. So if there's like an argument going on with me and Kurt, or sometimes even if I don't tell her, she'll know because I'm in the same house as her, like she'll know there's an argument. And she'll just be like, well, what are you fighting about now? And I'll like tell her, and then she has this like thing against him. She's like, oh, how am I supposed to look at him tonight knowing he did that? And I'm like, I don't just look at him like I'm gonna be looking at him like, stop being crazy about it, you know? And she's just like, no, like that makes me mad. So then she has this like thing like a guard up against him too.
Okay.
Which I've expressed that to her. I'm like, Mom, like, yeah, like I get, you know, it upsets you to see my boyfriend upset me, but like, we're gonna have no fights, like it's gonna happen. Like, if I'm choosing to get over it, like I need you to just like, get over it with me, because.
So you don't feel whatsoever the same way that she does, where she's got her guard up towards him?
No, I don't have my guard up.
Do you feel like she's just trying to protect you, or do you feel like this is just too much, that she's just being dramatic? How do you feel about her being that way, though?
It's funny. I don't think my mom. I don't know. Like, I don't think she's doing it to like protect me, though. I feel like it's more of like a control thing with her. Which again is another reason I just like want to be moved out, because I just feel like there's a lot of control, and I can't say much because like again, like it is her house. But yeah, just like a lot of control going on.
You feel like your mother's controlling?
Yeah, yeah, and not even just with that, but like other things, like, you know, like now me being in school, like say I'm doing my homework and my mom is like doing dishes or doing this, she'll be like, Bree, like help me do this, and I'm like, oh, like I'm in the middle of writing a paper, and she'll like get mad at me. She's like, oh my god, I do everything around here, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm like, Mom, like I'm sorry, like I'm doing something for school, and I just don't know if she understands that because she never went to school.
Now, was it always like that? Like, say when your siblings were home, was it always like that, where she felt like she needed to do, she only was the only one who did everything around the house, or did everyone kind of contribute? And tell me about how it's always been.
I mean, I can honestly say like my sister probably did help more than I do.
Oh, okay.
Like she definitely did. My sister's oldest.
Oh, okay.
So she definitely did help a lot more than I do now. But it's also different. Like my brother, he did nothing, but it was like the baby, of course. But it's also different because my sister, when she was going to school, she wasn't working full time. Like I'm working full time and I'm going to school full time. So I feel like it's a little different. Like she had more like time, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I guess I don't help my mom as much as I could.
So you're aware that you could help her out more?
Yeah, I am aware of that.
Okay.
I just feel.
So you give her some credit, really?
Yeah, like I get that she wants more help. I don't know if I'm always just trying to find excuses for myself, or I'm more just trying to like find something wrong with her. But like she, I think it's a little bit of both, because like my mom, like okay, so I go to school or I go to work 8 to 3, and then I have class some nights till like 10 o'clock. You know, like once a week or twice a week, like whichever, and then I'm doing a lot of homework, like papers, like it's not like I'm really ever just hanging out. Like sometimes I'm just hanging out, but it's not like that long. Whereas my mom, you know, she works from like 7 to 1:30, and then she's home.
Okay.
And she also has like the holidays off, the weekends off, and so she's home from like 1:30, like I'm still not home yet, like I'm at work and then I go to class. So like when she's begging me to do these chores, I'm like, well, you have so much time. Like, I really don't have that much. Like, why can't you do it? Like,
I see.
You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. Like, I know that I probably could help, but then it's like she like will ask me at the wrong time. Like, I'm doing homework. She's like, help me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I get it.
Okay, I'm doing homework right now, and you're doing nothing.
Okay.
You can do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel.
I do. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Tell me a little bit about Bree. Tell me about your life. What is your plan, really? Like, do you have a plan in terms of, let's say, getting out of the house, for example? Because it seems like you're kind of going towards there.
Yeah. Well, I don't. It's not like a set plan.
Okay. Tell me about Bree.
Yeah, so I mean, like my boyfriend, like I tell him all the time actually, like anytime there's like a serious fight with my mom, I'm like, we need to like move out like this date, like summer, like let's plan for this summer. But then like things just like come up and like it doesn't happen. So I mean, yeah, I would like to be moved out soon.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a house, it can be an apartment, like I don't care. But I don't know if that's necessarily gonna happen just because I just started a new job, like I'm not making that much yet. And then plus being in school, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like work enough to afford it too. So, I mean, I would like to move out, like that would be awesome, but, I don't know if I'd be able to afford it yet, so.
Where do you work at the moment? What is your?
So I work in Bristol at a middle school, I'm a para, with 8th graders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and starting off as a para, you don't make that much until like
Right.
you like the 6-month mark, and then like
Okay.
the year, then it will start to increase. But right now, since I just started, plus in the middle of the school year I started,
Oh, that
I'm
must
not,
be tough.
yeah, it kind of like messes things up with the
Yeah.
pay, so I'm not really making too much yet.
Are you enjoying that job?
No, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I had a really hard time leaving my last job, but no, it's a really good job. The kids are fun.
Yeah.
They're also crazy, but
Now, is that what you're going to school for?
so I'm not going to well, yeah. So I'm going to school for school counseling. So I
Okay.
just wanted to get a job in the education field, just to like be with kids.
Oh, I see.
And
You
just
put it on
like-
your resume.
Yeah, I mean, well, that and also just to like get the experience.
The
Like,
experience,
I mean, even though I've always worked with kids, like daycares and stuff, I've
Mhm.
never been in a school setting actually, like working with them all the time.
Okay.
So it's definitely giving me that experience because a lot of the times I'm having one-on-one conversations with the kids and trying to get them with their schoolwork and stuff like that. So
Is that something? So that's really where you're going with that, with the plan, then, huh? Even though it's
So-
not set in stone, you're kind of thinking
Yeah.
as soon as you finish, from what I'm getting, as soon as you finish grad school, when will that be?
spring 2020.
Okay, so
It's
you
like 2 more
so you got a couple years. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what? What's what
I
are you
mean,
thinking,
I
really?
hope I
Or you
can
just
get a
kinda-
job. I really hope I can get a job either
Yeah.
like middle school or high school.
Right away?
I mean, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Well, also because like then I'll be kicked off my parents' insurance, so
Mm.
which I actually could get insurance through the job I have now, but
Mhm.
I mean I don't really make that much, so it's like oh, I don't really want to take
I see.
their benefits.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would be my plan. To get a job somewhere like in Connecticut. I don't want to be too far from home.
Okay.
Which is like funny because I want to get out of my house, but I don't. But like I am like I have my nieces and my nephews, and my sister and my brother. Like I want to be close to my family still,
Yeah.
but just somewhere around here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, staying on that topic, then, you pretty much have kind of a plan, even though it's not set in stone.
Yeah.
At least you have something, which is I would say
Yeah.
less than others.
I
More than
know
others,
where I
right?
would like to be in
Right.
2.5
So
years.
you have a somewhat set goal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not in terms of your living situation or
Yeah.
anything like that, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, let me ask you something then. Let's just say that a miracle would happen,
Mhm.
and you get your certificate in school counseling tomorrow. The next day, someone offers you a job. The perfect location that you wanted, that you can be with your boyfriend, you can be around your family, maybe not too close, but
Yeah.
with your family. How would that feel for you? What would you tell me about how that would look like for you, I guess?
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, of course, as long as I have all the experience, like the techniques I need to be successful in that
Mhm.
field, because right now I don't know if I have that yet, but no, that would be great. I would love it. I would be able to get a house, have my own place, and that's really that's probably that's like right now, that's like a short-term goal. I know it turns into like a long-term
Right.
thing, but like, I really would like my own place. It could just be an apartment,
Mm.
like, that's like something that I really, really want. So, that's a short-term goal.
Now, what would that do for you, though? That's really where I'm going with this, what would that really, picture yourself
If I
in
were
a
a school
home.
counselor right now, having my own home,
Yeah,
I would have like
in terms of
not
being away
someone
from
to
the
answer to all the time.
Right.
Like-
Oh, okay.
I I just feel like everything I do, like when mom has a question, like she always like I always just need like to give her an
It
answer.
really comes down to how controlling she is.
I could just always yeah, like I just yeah, and like I mean I have like my own room, so like I have my own space, but not really, because like we have one bathroom in my house too.
Mhm.
That's another thing. Like I mean, growing up there was 5 of us,
You
and
really
one
gotta talk
bathroom.
to each other.
Yeah, I mean we made it work, but like we still have one bathroom, and even just with me, my mom, and my dad, that's still hard. So yeah, having my own space would be great, and not having someone be like, "This is my bathroom. This is my house.
This is my
like,
time,
I want to
right?
be like, stop, like,
Mm.
because I just feel like I'm at the age, like I'm just sick of hearing it. Like I heard the same thing in high school from my mom. So it's just kind of like now I'm at the age where I'm like, okay, it's been like 10 years now.
Progressively
like,
worse.
I'm just like sick of hearing it. Like it's like the same thing all the time,
Yeah.
you know. And I don't feel like no matter what I say to her, she understands.
Mm.
It's like always the same thing. Like she's just always like, it's always her answer is always it's my house, like it's my rules. Doesn't matter like what we're talking about. Like it's always what it comes down to. So it would just be nice to have my own space and not have to answer to anyone like that. But I don't know if I'm gonna be there anytime soon. It's nice to think that I would be, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Would you miss your mother if you were tomorrow get out of the house?
I mean, well, it depends on how far it would be. If I'm not like that far, I don't think I would miss her. I mean, I don't know, because I wouldn't know until I'm really in that position. I mean, I'm definitely someone who's like home a lot. Like I don't go out a lot, so
Okay.
yeah, like I am home a lot. And it's not like I don't like hide in my room away from her. So I don't know how to explain it. It's like
Would you be really that different if you were to live on your own compared to what you're doing now? Would you still go out? Would you still see your friends just as often? See your boyfriend just as often?
I think that I would maybe see them more.
More.
Because I'd be open to like invite them over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas like at my house now, like I have to like make sure it's like okay, like mom, like aren't doing anything, you know, my friends come over, I like always have to like ask.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would see them more, and I think my relationship with my boyfriend would also be completely different.
How so?
I think it would just be better. I think because I think a lot of me and his fights, are because you know like my mom's there, and I'm like, oh, you can't come over today. We just get into like arguments about it because I'm like, oh, like I want you to come over, but then he has that uncomfortable like I want to respect your mom. So I feel like we would not fight as much.
No. Are you telling me that most of your problems with your boyfriend come, or some of your problems with your boyfriend resonate from your mother's controlling tendencies?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like a lot, but like sometimes, yeah. Like, say I haven't seen him in a few days, and he's like, oh, let's hang out, and I'm like, oh, you can't come here tonight, and he's like, well, why? And I'm like, oh, mom's having one of those nights, and he doesn't really get that sometimes. Like, sometimes he's like, does she like not like me? Like, it's not that's like his first thing he'll say. Like, does she not like me? And I'm like, no, it's not that she doesn't like you, even though sometimes she really doesn't like him, but, not doesn't like him, but she's in one of those, like, hurt our argument, she's like, oh, please stay away. So yes, and that makes it complicated for me and him, because he's like, I feel like she doesn't like me, now I come over, it's gonna be awkward.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, don't think about it like that, she just wants to have, like, the house to herself, and
how often does that keep him from really coming over, though?
He doesn't, like,
Is it
ever
really a
really,
big problem?
yeah, no, he doesn't ever actually, like, not come over if I, yeah, like, if I say, like, just come over, it's fine, he'll come, but, I mean, I wouldn't have him come over if my mom said not to, like, I wouldn't do that, because that's a big no-no, my mom would literally, like, scream at me if I did that, so if she says he can't come over, like, he's not coming over, but, yeah, no, if he feels uncomfortable, he'll still come if I, like, beg him to. I'm like, just come.
To beg him, though.
I'm like, just come on. And he's like, all right, like, I really don't want her to. But then, you know.
It doesn't sound like it's easy for him.
Not, yeah. I think, my problem is that, like, I told my mom everything, and I also tell him everything.
Yeah.
So if my mom's feeling uncomfortable with him, I tell him. I'm like, my mom's mad at you because you did that. And he's like, why did you tell her that? And I'm like, well, you pissed me off, and I had no one else to talk to, so maybe I'm like my own enemy. Because I like, you know what I mean?
I see why you're thinking that.
You know what I mean? Like, I know what makes my mom get mad at him, and
Mhm.
then like the next time I'll like vent to her again. I'm like, I shouldn't have told her that. I shouldn't have told her that. 'Cause now she's gonna be like, oh man. And she just says to me, she's like, why do you tell me this stuff then? I'm like, well, I have no one else to tell.
Did she say something to him at all?
No, she won't say anything to him.
She won't say anything, and
No.
he won't say
There
anything to
was-
her either?
No, there was one time, what happened? I'm trying to think. There was one, okay, so this is like something really silly, but it really made things awkward for me. I don't know how much for my boyfriend, but we had old couches and we were getting new furniture, and my boyfriend was like drinking some kind of alcohol, and it was on the old couches, and he spilled it. And I was like, you better not do that when we get new couches, like my mom will kill you, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it's just the old ones, like just being like a smart ass.
Okay.
And my mom heard him, and she was like, you better not do that on the new ones, right? So like whatever, like kind of like brushed it off. Like later on, my mom was like, he's such a little jerk, like making those comments, but she kind of was like, joking.
Okay.
Then like a few weeks later, we had the new couches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like drinking a little too much, she's like a little crazy, and
Okay.
all my family's sitting in the living room, and she was in the dining room, and I actually had a martini, and I spilled it. But all my family's in the living room. My mom's the only one in the kitchen. She had a crap down. She was like just not okay.
Yeah.
So I saw my drink, and we all like went, like we all did it in the room because we knew my mom would kill us. And my mom goes, what happened? Like we hear her like yelling from the kitchen.
She knew.
I'm like, nothing. And she goes, let me guess, it was Kurt. And I'm like,
Oh.
and I was like, is she kidding right now? And I was like, Mom, what? I was like, why would it be Kurt? And Kurt just like standing there, like awkwardly from the whole family. And he's like, he wasn't even sitting on the couch. He's like, I'm not even sitting on the couch. And I was like, Mom, I like lied. I was like, no one spilled anything, like relax. And she's like, well, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kurt. Like all like snooty. And I was like, so like awkward things like that have happened. And then I'm like, oh, I hope Kurt doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Was this recently, or is this a long time ago? How long have you two been dating?
Like 3.5 years.
3.5 years, okay. And has
But-
it progressively gotten worse, or
With my mom?
is it just maintained? Yeah, with this type of behavior,
I would
tension between them two, really.
Like progressively.
Mm.
But like, I feel like my mom has been like that with like every relationship that I've been in. So
It's just her controlling nature, really?
Yeah, like-
From what you're telling me?
yeah, like the first guy, my first serious relationship was in high school. I dated this guy for like 3 years, and
Yeah.
he ended up like breaking my heart. My mom like loved this kid, like loved him. Like she actually didn't do that to him, like loved him. And then he cheated on me, and then I stayed with him, and she like still loved him. And then he cheated on me again, so it was just like the stupid thing. But my mom like still loved him.
Okay.
And then we ended up breaking up. My mom was like, oh my god, like you left him, he was your high school sweetheart. Mind you, my dad was her high school sweetheart. Oh my god, he was your high school sweetheart, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, it's not gonna work out. Then I started dating this new guy, and she like had her guard up completely. Like guard up completely, like so weird. And my mom's relationship actually got really bad when I dated this guy. Like so
Okay.
bad. That I like got to the point like I didn't want to bring him over, so I would just stay at his house every night. I dated him for like a year and a half. That ended up not working out. It was one of those things where I realized like my mom didn't like him, and it just ended up being a year in a relationship, whatever. So that ended, and now I'm dating my boyfriend now, and I feel like she's like doing the same thing, and I like always think I'm like, does she still want me to be with my first boyfriend? Like sometimes I
Just
think
as
that.
bad as the other one? Just as
Well,
bad as the previous one?
No, it hasn't. No, it's not. Hasn't reached. No, not as bad. Not nearly as bad actually, because I wouldn't even like bring that boyfriend around because I knew
Okay.
how my mom was. So, no, not nearly as bad. I mean, I don't know why, but it's just like a weird thing she does.
What's your relationship with your father like?
Good. Me and my
Good?
dad, yeah, my dad has always been like my like favorite person. Like I love him.
Yeah?
He's great. So nice. He's very passive.
Okay.
Like sometimes.
Seems like it from what you're telling me that.
Yeah, my mom, you know, even if like she gets mad, she'll be like, oh, don't you agree with me? Like say it to him, and he's just like, leave me out of it. Like he doesn't get involved. So I don't always know how he feels about those things. I don't know if they bother him or not. I have no idea.
That's actually why I brought him up. Have you spoken to him about this at all? Have you ever?
He is very aware that me and my mom go at it all the time.
He's
Oh yeah,
very aware
like
of it.
he sees it happen. I went to him. I'm like, why did she leave me? And
What
like,
does he say, really?
He's like, oh, you know how your mom is. Like she's crazy. Like
He
he,
just brushes it off.
yeah, like
Understand.
yeah, but he knows she's crazy. But he like says that he'll be like, you know how your mom is. He'll be like, just don't answer. Don't chime in because then you're
Okay.
gonna get her all amped up. But yeah, no, me and my dad though we get along great, and he's so supportive of
That's good.
everything, and we verbally fight rarely. So
That's good. That's good. It's really good, actually.
yeah.
Now, how about your friends? You said that you tend to hang out with your friends, go out with your friends. So, have you spoken to them at all about any of this?
Yeah, I basically tell them about my mom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they like love my mom, but they know that they all say that she's crazy too.
It's kind of like your father. They just kind of brush it off, like they know.
They don't brush it off. They're more like
They're less passive about it.
yeah, they're just like, oh, like you and your mom don't get along. Like they just, but I don't want to say they brush it off, but they understand what I'm saying. Like they listen to me and like they get it. You know, or sometimes they can relate. Like depends which friend I'm talking to, but they get it and they listen. They've seen her act like that too. They've seen it firsthand, so they know.
Yeah.
So.
Now, in terms of your old boyfriends and everything,
Yeah.
what do your friends really like to say about that?
With my mom?
Yeah. In terms with their relationships with your mother, do they have any comments, anything to say?
The last one I don't really remember too much.
Mhm.
I don't really. I think they just basically said the same thing, like, your mom's crazy, Brie, like, why is she acting like that? Like,
Okay.
we just, like, my last relationship, when I tell you my mom, like, we literally completely, like, that's why I get nervous that's gonna happen again with this relationship, and I think that's part of the reason I wanna move out so bad, because I don't want it to get to that point.
Okay.
Like, I don't wanna have a bad relationship with my mom, it's just,
Yeah.
but the last relationship, yeah, it just, like, got to that point quick, so I couldn't move out, so what did I do? I went and stayed at his house every day. Which that's another thing, I can't do that in my current relationship because his mom is like very old school, like I cannot stay there.
Okay.
So it's like I don't have that place to like run away to with him, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So like if I'm gonna hang out with him, he's either staying over or I'm staying at his house till like 2 in the morning and then he's bringing me home. So
Okay.
it's like I don't really have that place, because even if I try to go in my room and like highway with him, like my mom's still downstairs being annoying, you know what I mean? Like she's still there, so yeah, I don't know. And then my first boyfriend, yeah, my friends don't really like him because he's gay.
Oh, so
that was different. They didn't like him, but yeah.
the one that you liked though.
The one that my mom like loved.
That your mother liked.
My mom loved
Okay.
him. Yeah.
How
I
did
mean that was in high school, but yeah.
How do you feel about all of that then? How do you feel about him
My mom like loving him.
Yeah.
It's like kind of weird. I'm like, Mom, like.
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't.
You're not on the same page as her with that?
No, like she
Okay.
doesn't bring it up. She doesn't bring up that she like doesn't bring it up anymore. But
Okay.
if I happen to like say, oh, he's doing this so and so, she'll be like, oh my god, like how's he doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's not that serious. Like relax. But I feel like she like kind of compares my boyfriend now to him, which is weird.
Now, on that subject though, comparing your mother comparing your boyfriends to each other.
Yeah.
What would you say? Why do you think she does that? What do you see in them, in their personalities, in their character that you see your mother liking in one but not liking in the other, or vice versa, disliking in one and not the other? Like, why do you believe your mother reacts that way to them?
I don't really know like how to answer that question because I don't know if I know the answer to it. But I feel like sometimes, like my mom, the way that she reacts to my boyfriends has a lot to do with her and my dad's relationship. Like, not to say they don't have a bad relationship. Like, they've been married for, I don't know, like 30 years. But I know that they've had their own problems. So I think that, and my mom is very dependent on my dad. Like, my dad definitely is the one who's bringing in most of the money. So,
financially.
yeah, so I think
Okay.
she's really dependent too. So I think she kind of like looks at my relationship and like tries to see, I don't know, like I think she like does a lot of comparing of like her with my dad to what I'm getting out of my relationship. Because she's always said to me like, make sure you can take care of yourself. But I was fortunate enough that I had your dad and he took care of me and blah, blah, blah. So I think she definitely compares her and my dad to my current relationship.
But your parents have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't predict them getting divorced anytime soon. That's my best way to explain it. Like, I think
Okay.
they're fine. Yeah,
All right.
no, they don't have like normal arguments, but they're fine. But I just like from past things I've known they've gone through.
Right.
Um,
That's where you're getting the comparison from.
Yeah, I'm like,
Alright.
maybe yeah. And then because like she was with my dad, like that was like a big thing for mom when I dated my first boyfriend. She's like, oh, I was with your dad all through high school. He's my high school sweetheart. So then when I had dated the first kid all through high school, she was like so stuck in that, like wanting me to have that.
Yeah.
And then when it like ended and like moved on, I think she took that like, whoa, like, you know, she's not gonna have what I had. So I feel like she's like trying to search for that in someone else that I'm with.
Yeah, you said something about her wanting you to take care of yourself and not letting someone else take care of you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that has something, from what you're telling me, it almost seems like it has something, a lot to do with her being controlling over you at home and being on top of you?
I think what that has to do with is because my mom, like, for herself, she knows that she wouldn't be able to do it. She wouldn't be able to support herself on her own. That's
Okay.
why I think she says that.
All right.
Because my mom, like, had kids and, like, she didn't get the chance to go to school. She
Okay.
got stuck in a job that she doesn't love. So I think that she always says, like, make sure you can take care of yourself because she, like, in a way can't. Like, if she needed to live on her own, I don't think she'd be able to do it. So I feel like she searches for that.
She's
And
almost
whoever
living
I'm
through
with.
you.
Yeah,
In a way,
yeah,
vicariously through you.
yeah. So, which is like so aggravating because we're completely different people. You know what I mean? Like, we're so different.
Yeah.
But I
How
can
so, though?
see, because I don't know how to explain it different. I just think that my mom doesn't like look for the same things out of life that I do. Like, my mom's very more like I don't know. She's more like simple. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. Like I know like as much as I love my mom, I know that I don't want to end up having. Like, I want to make sure, like, I finish my, like, school career and, like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to get stuck where she got stuck. And not to say that, like, we were raised great and then we did it well. But, yeah, I don't know. I just want to make sure that I'm not dependent on my, so, like, I want that for myself, too. I don't want to be dependent, of course. But I think she also, like, really, like, looks for that in whoever I'm with. And if for 1 second she thinks, like, something gets thrown off in our relationship and she thinks, whoa, person, like, then she kind of ups in.
So, with all that being said, though, how would you say your mother would feel if, you know, her last child?
Oh, she would take it really hard. I know that for
Yeah.
sure, 100%, because she took my brother and sister leaving really hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a question
And
I had as well.
yeah, actually one of the things my brother said when he was leaving was, "You're the reason I'm leaving." He said that to my mom. Like,
Wow.
like he
Okay.
laid it out for her. He was like, "This is your fault. Like, this is why I'm leaving." So I would say like ever since then, yeah, my mom definitely had like a different personality. Like, things like changed in her.
Yeah.
And then my sister started to leave. She was a little like really rough on my sister. And now it's happening to me. So it's definitely a trend. And that's what I think it is. I think it's like a struggle. Like, my mom, like, we butt heads because we're so close together, but at the same time, she's like get out of my way, but
Yeah.
wants me there. So it's like a constant like tug back and forth.
So she wouldn't take it very well if you were to move out. Her
No.
last child.
Even though
moved out.
even though we argue all the time about her saying, "Oh, this is my house," I think that if I left, yes, she would not take it well at all.
Yeah, so,
And that's another reason I think she tries to find things wrong with her, my boyfriend,
okay.
because she doesn't want me to move out with him.
Is this something you've thought about before? That perhaps
Well, I've said to her that I
she
want to move
wants
out with
you
him.
to realize that maybe there's something wrong
Probably,
with
yeah, that's what
him?
I think probably, because every time I mention moving out with him, she's like says something negative about it. Not necessarily about him, but just about moving out.
Mhm.
She's like, well, you know, if you do that, then you have to do this. And I'm like, why are you so against it? You know what I mean? But at the same time, she's like pushes it away, so.
How do you think your mother would feel if you and Kurt is your boyfriend's name?
Mm-hmm.
If you and Kurt were to split up or to not be together anymore?
How would I feel hurt?
How do you think she would feel about that?
She'd probably be happy about it.
You'd be happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't mean that like because she like hates him or anything, but she just has like a weird. I find that in my last relationship, she just has like a weird. I don't know, like a weird thing. I think she'd be happy about it. She'd be like, oh yeah,
Mm.
do you, I don't know why, but I just think that she would.
Well, Bree, we do only have a few minutes left. However, I definitely do want to continue talking to you about some of these issues. I do have a couple last questions before you go.
Okay.
But yeah, it just seems to me from what you're telling me about your mother's relationship with your boyfriend that it's really not all that great.
No, my mom literally has her guard up with him.
Yeah, and
Like sometimes she could joke with him and like be like silly and like, you know, they'll give each other a hug sometimes, well not like
Okay.
out of nowhere, but like they
it's
greet
kind of
each other.
a little bit.
I don't know if it's well with him I don't think it's fake.
No.
I don't know about her. But I mean I both tell them things about each other. So
Right.
I mean that's like my own fault. But
You think that would stop if you were to? You think it would reduce a little tension if you were to not do that anymore?
well it's like hard to say. Well the thing is that like even if I don't tell my mom that we're having an argument, she's still gonna find out because I live with her.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like I have actually tried that before. Like we got into that, don't tell my mom.
Mm.
And like say I don't see you for like a few days. She's like, oh well, where's Kirkman? And I'm like I just got really busy. And she's like, oh, there's like a weird face, like oh he's been busy. And I'm like,
Okay.
like she figures it out. So.
Well, Bree, thank you so much for telling me all that. Thank you so much for coming in.
Mm-hmm.
For the next session, next time I see you next week, I would definitely like to touch base on a few other things, maybe recap what we talked about today.
Okay.
And I know you know how the council process goes, but I just wanted to let you know where I'd like it to progress to. Next week, I would like to talk a little bit about perhaps your siblings and how they feel with your mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you again so
Okay.
much for
Awesome.
sharing. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. You
Alright.
too.
Take care. Sweet.